Hi everyone, I'm Jacob, I'm the Cowhat Librarian, and I'm here tonight to talk about Mo Willems' newest Unlimited Squirrels book, The Frustrating Book. Now, if you've watched previous videos on my channel, you know that I was a big fan of the previous Unlimited Squirrels book, and I had high hopes for this one, although they were tempered a little by my less than enthusiastic reception for the most recent Pigeon book, The Pigeon Will Ride the Roller Coaster. So I came into this one hopeful, but not overwhelmingly so. Anyway, the premise for this one is simple. Two squirrels have set up a booth where they will give feelings to a customer, and Zoom Squirrel is their first customer. And he shows up and he wants a feeling, and they're willing to give him one, and it makes him so happy. And so they tell him, well, the first one was on the house. To follow up, they offer him another feeling to make him feel disappointed. And Zoom Squirrel is thrilled with this idea. He wants to be disappointed right now. And they tell him, well, no, they can't do that. They can't handle it right now. Zoom Squirrel has to make a disappointment appointment. And understandably, he was looking forward to it, but this makes him feel, well, he doesn't have a word for it. And this premise repeats with him asking for another feeling and them offering to make him feel frustrated and going through the process again. It's fun. It's fun seeing the payoff, and that Zoom Squirrel never seems to realize that they're giving him exactly what he wanted, which is kind of a fun take on it. And like with the other Unlimited Squirrels books, the packaging is really, really well done. It's the self-contained big story, a few snippets at the end, silly jokes and the like, an overarching theme between the different things. And it's all together with Willems, just, standard, fun, simple, crayon lines-ish art style. It was good. And the whole frustrating book theme was great because one of the squirrels is antsy to get his 2 cents in at the front of the book, and he's put off, and he's antsy to get it in at the back, where they have to go through multiple attempts at telling a joke, where one of the acorns keeps messing up the other acorn's joke, again carrying the theme of frustration through, and he has to wait and wait and wait until he blows up at the end. But he's happy because he finally got his chance to say what he had to say. It was really well put together, and I enjoyed it. If you like the other Unlimited Squirrel books, I recommend it. If you like the Elephant and Piggy books, I recommend it. Now, with that said, I do have to talk about a deal breaker. There's no big spoilers here this time out. And the deal breaker is this. It's clever. It's funny. It might be too clever for the intended audience, though. I read this as a bedtime story to my 7- and 5-year-old, and when we went through the story and Zoom Squirrel wanting to feel this feeling of disappointment and wanting to feel the feeling of frustration, when we got to that point and he's looking for a word to explain how he's feeling, that he was really looking forward to it and he didn't get to do it, or that they promised him something and they took it away from him and didn't give it to him, and boy, it makes him feel a certain way. Their takeaways from it was that he was sad and then he was mad. And I understand part of that is the art style. And I understand part of that is just that it's hard to imply a more complex emotion, maybe. But I was a little disappointed that neither of them was able to hit the nail on the head with what he was feeling, and that the other squirrels were giving him exactly what they said they would. So that was a little disappointing, just that for whatever reason, whether it's the art style or the words or my way of telling it or whatever else, my 5 and 7-year-old didn't quite make the connection here. And so it lost a bit in the retelling to them. I got a kick out of it. I think it was really funny. I would certainly recommend trying it. It's great. But just, if you're reading to the younger crowd, they might not necessarily pick up on the exact thing that's happening here, and it might require a little bit of extra explanation. But all in all, that's a pretty minor complaint. I enjoyed it. It was a worthy addition to this series, and it was a nice palate cleanser after the relatively disappointing Pigeon effort. If you use your local public library and you appreciate the services it provides, I'd like to suggest that you take just 1 minute and tell the powers that be exactly that. Tell your council, tell your mayor, tell your local MLA that you value and appreciate public libraries. We're at a time where some public libraries are having trouble finding sustainable funding to provide the materials, programs, and services that we all enjoy so much, and a few good words in the right ears might make a world of difference. And if you happen to be a library staff member, don't forget that watching my videos counts as professional development time. With that, thanks for listening to me talk about the Unlimited Squirrels and why this frustrating book was in fact a little bit frustrating. By all means, please like, please subscribe, and please check back and see what else I have to talk about from the Cowhat Library. Thank you. Bye now.